Yo.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to another edition of Split Decision MMA, your weekly MMA podcast covering everything in the wild world of mixed martial arts. We are the log of mixed martial arts podcast. We're better than bad. We're good.
We're good?
We're good.
We're good, bro.
We're going to break down
we are so good.
Everything that happened this week in mixed martial arts. We got
Dutch is already coming to the stage.
not a whole lot of things going on as far as stories goes. There's a lot to break down with this fight card that we had.
What do you
this
mean
weekend.
there's not a lot to go with stories?
Weekend.
What do you mean, like
fights.
like there's this group that's gonna get going for at least 3 years now?
Whoa.
No. Just listen. Listen. We
3
got people coming out of the geriatric ward.
Yeah, some corpses rising from the dead. to
From
continue
the
to fight.
dead. What are they gonna do? Just stop it.
Should we just jump into it?
I don't even know what part.
We're gonna jump into this one right here. This is a big story.
I got a half a cup of
This
Picograms
is
over here.
Little conspiracy theorist, but also some stuff that's going on that's real. That's really happening. UFC fighter Muslim Salikhov has been cleared by USADA in his doping case that is very similar to John Jones.
Oh, wow.
They
Helping
are
the
saying
Jones defense. We're taking the Jones defense
that
today,
Salikhov tested positive for the M3 metabolite stemming from an out-of-competition sample June 7th, and he was provisionally suspended. Now, he has been tested 6 times since that, and only 2 of those have come back with trace amounts of the M3 metabolite of oral Turinabol. This is the same drug that John Jones has been busted for, with the same small picogram measured amount.
Tell him about the difference, though, Brandon.
However,
Tell him about the difference.
all of the differences have been, all of his adverse findings have been under 10 picograms. John Jones, on the other hand, we've had 40, we've had 60, we've had 80. This guy's always been under 10. However, they're now saying, based on what they know from the John Jones case, that the M3 metabolite might be pulsing in this guy's system. They cannot determine whether or not he took, obviously, oral Turinabol at some point in his life before he entered USADA testing. Thus, they cannot get him in trouble for it because it could be pulsing now after he's in USADA.
Okay.
So they are giving him a pass based on the things that have been happening with John Jones. Also giving a pass.
Wait. Okay, wait. So I just want to explain to people, if John Jones keeps his current pulsing rate, he will actually end his career with more Turinabol in him than he ever had ever.
They're saying no, it should be less.
But that's not true. We just had a 40. Right? Did we not have a 40?
Yeah, on John Jones, yeah.
After a 16.
Again, John's
16,
has been going
a 16,
like
a 20. We had a 40, a 80.
These are other 2 fighters. This other fighter here,
Auctioneer lost his voice talking about the picograms in this guy. We got 40, we got 80,
Dawson,
we got 60.
Grant Dawson also fought in the UFC. He tested positive for the long-term metabolite M3 of oral Turinabol at the picogram level. He was suspended for provisionally. The UFC then cut him from the roster. He spent the entire year last year arguing, saying there's no way I ingested.
While his tests were on declining.
His tests are declining. Now,
not
Jeff
waving.
Novinsky actually went to and contacted matchmaker Sean Shelby and said, look, based on the knowledge that we have from the John Jones testing and the pulsing of this M3 metabolite, we are sure that he did not take that while under the USADA pool, that it could have happened before he signed with the UFC at some point. Thus, we should not be able to cut him. He is now back in the UFC. He will be fighting this Saturday night. We'll get to that later in the show about what fight he's going to be fighting. But however, we are now showing, I argued about this multiple times and I brought this up, that I think fighters need to be able, that we need to see test results that prove that John Jones isn't the only human being to have pulsing in his system. They're now showing 2 other fighters that potentially have pulsing effect in their system.
No,
for some reason they're not in the same level or range as John Jones. Maybe he's just a more pulsing athlete.
I would say that the other 2 fighters are leeching because it's degrading.
Yep.
That I completely understand.
At one point they took oral Turinabol. It is now slowly working its way out of their system.
But for you to tell me that he can peak by working out
and it raises the amounts instead of decreases the amounts.
I mean, right?
It's very strange.
So you are now creating Turinabol.
Yeah, so they're saying, looking at these, that again, there's still questions that it's such a new science, and the M3, the M3 metabolite.
Chemical science is not new, man. It's not. Everything has a half-life, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, this stuff regenerates.
So they're
John
basically
Jones.
saying that because of John Jones' system.
And I'm not saying that it don't. I just want someone to explain it to me.
They're saying that because of the way John Jones' system that is weird and unique, that the M3 metabolite, and that the original study done by Soboleski and Grigory Rudnikov obviously is not true, that it only lasts 40 to 50 days, because we're seeing it in John Jones' system and these two other athletes.
No, I think because I don't honestly believe that the other scientists tested on the picogram level. I think it was old science.
I agree with. They definitely talked about that the picogram level is such new science that we are able to detect it that small,
right?
That they could have had it in their system beforehand and nobody ever knew because they weren't testing that low.
Yeah, because I mean, anybody who's done crystal meth, I'm thinking a picogram of crystal meth going to mess you up. So to tell me that a picogram, a Turinabol, I don't know.
Salikhov is now back in the UFC. He's no longer going to be suspended by the UFC or USADA.
Would you agree that if they could produce one other human with rising and lowering?
Yes, this is what I've been asking for.
Just one other.
That's what I've been asking for. They say that.
What if they reproduce it in an animal?
They're saying that there's these other athletes in other sports that are having this issue, but yet they do not want to release any names or talk about it, other than it does happen. We'll just trust us. It happens.
If it was reproduced in like lab rats, would you accept it?
No, I want humans. Someone sign up for oral Turinabol.
Oh, I think there's a lot of guys who are out there on Turinabol, and I think that they should go somewhere and help us with this study.
Someone not happy about this situation, Frank Mir, doing an interview from his basement over here.
I don't know, that picture you put up, I thought it was Rocky Dennis. I didn't know what was going on.
He is ready to pursue legal action against USADA. He said he's lost millions and had 6 more fights on a contract that would have paid him well.
Millions.
But however, that he didn't even need sponsors in his last fight.
Come on.
But
you said you got steroids from kangaroo meat.
He says, look, I understand that the science has gotten better and John Jones is a bigger name, but I'm very unhappy with how the suspension was announced. And before even a full investigation was left over, it could have been left over from a previous suspension, just like Jones. He was suspended with no chance to prove his innocence, and that damaged his reputation forever. He says, you didn't understand what was going on 2 months into it, and now he has in his system, everybody's going to make me guilty and say that he's a cheater and falsely accused, and that he is going to be possibly pursuing legal action for USADA and for the UFC for making this actually happen to him. Do you think he has a chance? Do you think he has a shot to sue the USADA? That basically they tarnished his career, that because before John Jones, he was one of the first guys to get busted. They go, nope, you're a cheater, suspended. There's no way it could be in your system ahead of time.
No,
there's no way it could be in your system that's pulsing. There's no way it's going to happen. And then John Jones comes out and they go, well, except for John Jones. John Jones might have had it at some point, but it's picogram level, so it's not a big deal, and it could be pulsing. Do you think they need to go back and give him a pass? Like, yo, Frank, we're sorry. Here's the money you lost out.
I said this as soon as this first came out. I think I named him as like 3 or 4 people that, I mean, so what are we going to do to these guys?
Yeah, do they get...
Because he wasn't the first guy to show up with some type of took a steroid, but not while he was training, but shows up.
Right.
Or was at such a low level to where he didn't take it. But they already accepted, it was a dick pill from John Jones. Yeah. So, we already knew that he was the favorite son.
Do you think Frank Mir has a chance? Do you think he has a case? Do you think they settle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to settle this. I think Frank Mir does have a case, and they might be able to settle. Whether I think Frank Mir needs to be back in the octagon or he's fighting for Bellator.
Will it be smoky in a liquor store settlement, though?
He's fighting in Bellator now, so I don't know if it really has tarnished his career that much. But maybe the UFC should have to pay him out for the last ones instead of cutting him due to a failed drug test. I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, if he lost a paycheck, then I could see him being paid the paycheck and maybe interest on it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Legal fees.
I actually had a small argument the other day while some of the fights were on there, showing some recaps and things like that, with some fight fans at the bar that I work at, and they were saying, greatest of all time. John Jones has got to be considered the greatest of all time. And I said, why would you consider him the greatest of all time if you have all these asterisks next to his career at this point? And they said, well, who else? And I said, well, what about George St. Pierre? And immediately it was, no, George St. Pierre he was never clean. I was like, but he never tested positive. Well, yeah, but he figured out how to not test positive. I was like, so because you can't prove it, he didn't test positive? Like, it just Didn't make sense to me. Anyway, moving on from there. Big fight that got announced this week. I do like this fight. We are going to see Yoel Romero against Ronaldo Jacare Souza Part 2. I like this. This is going down April 27th, Fort Lauderdale. This will be on ESPN. This will be the third card on ESPN, third main on regular ESPN. I like this fight a lot. This card is stacked for ESPN, man. Greg Hardy, Dmitry Smolkanov, Carlos Esparza is going to be fighting on that card. Jim Miller is going to be on that card. Jessica Penne, Court McGee, Diego Lima, Andrei Arlovsky, Augusto Sakai, Glover Teixeira, and then, of course, your main event, Yoel Romero against Ronaldo Jacare Souza Part 2. I'm excited for that fight. That is a very cool fight. It needs to happen, right?
You know, a lot of those fights, Corey Sandhagen, he's coming up.
Yeah.
Arlovsky, he's about to go out. Diego Lima. Jim Miller, how many times is Jim Miller going to fight? It's just like wherever, huh?
Yeah, he likes it, man. Both Miller brothers, man. They're tough.
And it's like win, lose, huh?
I'd have to go back and look at his record, yeah. But, I mean, are you excited about this fight? Do you think this is good for the middleweight division, especially with, obviously, we have Robert Whittaker out. They're talking now about, Stylebender and...
I'm not after the Anderson fight. I've never been big on Stylebender, but yeah, after the Anderson fight, I'm really not big on him.
Okay, but either way, I like that they're moving the division along.
Right.
And I think this is a good fight for the division. I would say that.
No, and this is what I was talking about when they keep saying, "Well, do we have to have these people fight for this belt and fight for this?" No, let's get some divisions straight.
Yeah,
let's get some numbers knocked out.
Yeah.
You know, let's get the tournament going.
Yeah,
because I don't know if anybody is realizing what's happening, but people like the tournament system because it makes people fight people now.
Yeah, it makes not only make people fight people now, it also you have a clear path of who's the winner and who's the champ and who's next in line.
And we used to have that in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, they really did. It was pretty, before the UFC decided to give a bunch of ass clowns the decision to rank fighters, they actually had ranked that made sense.
Right.
At least they look like they made sense.
Yeah. And I mean, fighting cards like this, I think that it's going to get these numbers, like we said, it's 19 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it,
we're clearing some space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're uncluttering some things.
What do you call that when we're defragmenting?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. We are defragging the UFC at the moment.
Yeah.
Spring cleaning is upon us for sure. Also, another fight is announced that has made me very, very sad. This is going to be going down UFC 237 in Brazil. Clay Quida, I'm cool with that. Clay Quida, I'm not cool with this part, will be fighting BJ Penn another time.
Penn, Chuck Liddell. They should give BJ Penn Chuck Liddell.
BJ Penn, who has lost his last 6 fights, has not won since 2010, who I thought has already retired twice, will be coming back again to fight Clay Quida.
It makes my feels hurt.
It hurts a lot, man. BJ Penn.
Because, dude,
I loved you, BJ Penn.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Chuck, this fight with Chuck, I felt dirty, dude.
I mean, I understand, like, you wanted to be a guy that was in multiple weights, and you never should have went all the way down to featherweight for damn sure. But I mean, I'm glad you're back at your natural weight.
But he was a badass.
But what happened, BJ? And I mean, please stop. He's dead already.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah, because Guida's
breaking my heart.
Yeah, Guida's looking good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I am not looking forward to this fight. I feel bad for BJ Penn. Like, it's over, bro. It's over. I love you, BJ Penn, but it's over.
You never had me.
I think the fans are kind of behind this as well. It's just sad to see one of your heroes go out like this. And I feel like we're gonna feel very dirty after watching that fight.
I might actually get up and just walk out of the room.
Something you might feel dirty about looking at right now.
I've been feeling dirty all day. People have been sending this to us.
Yeah,
I didn't look it up myself.
Paige VanZant has been chosen to be featured in Sports Illustrated's famous swimsuit issue.
Chosen by random.
Yeah, not by random. She will be featured in the athletes section in the magazine. This will be coming out in May. She went down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and is having a lot of fun putting on some...
It looks like a lot of fun.
Putting on some
looks like
bikinis
a lot
and taking
of fun.
some photos and being a model. You can follow pretty much the whole story on her Instagram. Sports Illustrated's Instagram. They're doing a lot of behind-the-scenes things. This is all over the internet right now.
Well, and again, I mean, so are we going to expect to see her in the body edition? Because we did see racy pictures of Ronda in the swimsuit issue first, and then we saw her in body paint.
We saw her in body paint.
And blacked out cooter shots.
Well, no, you can still find the full shot.
No, don't look for those. Just
They're there.
Yeah. Well, no, just some things need to be covered up. I'm just telling you.
Mish Tate did the body issue. Obviously, we did the Karate Hottie did the body issue. So yeah, Cyborg did the body issue. So I think maybe it's possible Paige VanZant might be next. But if not, May shelves. Go out there and buy yourself Sports Illustrated.
Check it.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
From Paige VanZant, we moved to PFL. You like that? PVZ, PVFL.
My OCD doesn't like it. The PFL should have been first.
I'm sorry, but Paige VanZant was more important to me than PFL. Yeah. I know it's not to you.
What?
It's not to
no
you.
No way.
PFL's way important to you.
This man. I love this man. I believe Kevin helped.
He's helped. PFL's deciding to have season 2 of
deciding
PFL.
to.
Well, yeah, they signed a deal with ESPN. They got to put out some sort of content.
They are staying the course that we've charted since the beginning, Brandon.
That you
3 years
have charted since the beginning.
I said at least 3 years.
I said 1.
No.
They've made it past 1. Joey said not a show.
Chugga choo.
Still working. But what if they fail in year 2? You lose still.
They can't. ESPN's locked in for another year. ESPN has been known to literally
just pay it out.
Stand up dead bodies and use
like they are
silhouette.
for the UFC's doing to BJ Penn. Still too soon. Still too soon. Anyway, PFL is deciding to have season 2. Along with season 2, they're going to be removing the middleweight division, and instead they're going to be adding the women's lightweight division. So we will have 5 of the 6 champions returning. Sean O'Connell, who was the light heavyweight champ of last year, he has retired, so he will not be returning. All the other champions are returning.
And they get another chance at another $1 million.
They get another chance at another $1 million. I don't know where the seating is.
Do we know what they're making? Because they're getting paid week to week too,
supposedly,
right?
Yeah, I haven't seen
like
anything
employees
yet.
for a company.
Supposed to. Let's see. So Lewis Taylor, who is the middleweight champion, will be dropping down to welterweight and entering the welterweight division so that we can make room for that women's lightweight division. Obviously, the women's lightweight division is being heralded and headlined by Kayla Harrison. They signed her for a couple fights last season. Not really exhibition fights, but just kind of trying to show off the lightweight division that they were building. And now we're going to have an actual lightweight tournament. Obviously, she is the main attraction there. However, they did sign Sarah Kaufman, which I really like that sign for that division. Sarah Kaufman has 20 victories, 25 fights. Half of them are by knockout. She has held the Invicta Bantamweight Championships and the Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Championship. So it's very cool to see Sarah Kaufman. I'm assuming they're going to put them on opposite ends of the bracket.
Well, that's what I mean. They'll go from the T, and she'll be on the bottom. She'll be because I think ideally they hope that those two end up
the two at the end. Yeah, you would.
But
think.
it's just going to be a big wrestling match.
Well, we'll see. Then we got Gehan Fabian. Will also be in that. This will be her. She is 1-0 in MMA. Bobby Dazanel. We have Svetlana Kutova, Roberta Samid, Larissa Pacheco, and Morgan Freer. Pacheco is formerly from the UFC. I know who else. I think that's the only big one that I can recognize off the top of my head.
The Samad is a really good fighter.
Yeah, out of Brazil.
Yeah.
All right. So make sure you check that out. If you are like Dennis, you'll be TiVoing everything and reporting on it each week.
I'm on the ground floor, bro. They email me.
They email you directly.
I'm on the ground floor.
You signed in on it. So yeah, PFL getting a season 2. So far, Dennis winning the bet. How long PFL would last?
You know what I mean?
We'll see.
If you don't, you can't win if you don't play. Can't win if you don't play.
Another big tournament for women coming out, Invicta. Invicta announced at UFC 235 that they will be having their Phoenix Rising series, a strawweight one-night tournament, which is very cool, and giving us another reason to keep Fight Pass, man.
Right.
This is all going to be on Fight Pass.
No, I started a small recycling thing, and it's going to pay for my fight pass.
This is going down May 3rd out of Kansas City.
I'm not proud to tell you. I just had to make it work.
In the tournament, we got Caitlin Coran, former UFC fighter, Suna Davis-Doherty, which has been fighting in Invicta, Mizeki Inu, who's been fighting in Invicta, Sharon Jacobson, who's also been fighting in Invicta, who also is a U.S. Open National Championship wrestler, Juliana Lima from the UFC, Janacia Moradian, Daniel Taylor, and Brianna Van Buren. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Get again, another reason to have Fight Pass, man. That's pretty awesome.
Right. Well, and so what do you think is the most you could have on a tournament?
I think 8 is perfect.
Well, no, I like 8, but for some reason it just seems like a small bracket of a tournament.
I just think you throw too many people in there, too many people are going to get injured.
What was the Pride brackets?
Pride took over several days. It wasn't ever a one-night tournament.
One night deal.
Yeah, it was always
what were the most people that fight in a night? 8, maybe?
I think it's 8. Yeah, I really do. I think 8 is the tournament number there. Yeah. Another big signee being announced. Paulie. Paulie Malgan. I never can pronounce his last name. Paulie. All right. For those of you who know the beef that happened last year during the whole, or 2 years ago now? 2 years ago? Mayweather versus McGregor.
That we still have not seen. Other than 20 seconds.
Mayweather, McGregor, obviously
there's
Paulie
18 other minutes that we haven't seen.
Stepped in to help train McGregor before, and they had some beef going on back and forth, whether it was a knockdown or a push, or somebody got hit, somebody got beat, somebody didn't get hit, all this other stuff. Anyway, Paulie, who is a former 2-division world championship boxer himself and commentator, has signed an exclusive deal with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. He is going to be fighting for them. Are you excited for this signee? Do you care? There's rumors.
No. I do care.
There's rumors that they're going to try to put him against Artem at some point because that would squash the whole Conor beef. Obviously, Artem being Conor's left-hand man.
No, but I mean, what if this brings Conor to bare knuckle, and we get a Conor bare knuckle fight?
Bro, really?
You don't think so?
No.
You don't. What if the money team goes to Wyoming, gets a license, and has their own bare knuckle?
It's not going to happen.
Okay. Okay, but back to this. Let's talking about real science. So, like we were discussing earlier,
this guy's 36-8 in his career.
Right. He
in
has
boxing, in regular boxing,
but
professional.
Still, that's what
boxing.
this is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. In professional boxing, this guy can wreck some fools.
Right.
I mean,
can his hands take
hitting somebody in the face? Without having 8 to 10
can
12 ounces?
He take eating bare knuckles?
Yeah.
Because he eats gloves.
He uses gloves.
No, he eats gloves.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That's all he's ever ate is gloves.
Yeah.
The MMA practitioners have
4 ounce.
But still, they've eaten foots,
elbows. Yeah. And 4 ounce gloves are a lot lighter and a lot easier to throw. But I do like, Paulie does have accuracy. For sure, right?
So we go down the checklist. We're like accuracy. Yeah. This guy's deadly accurate. Mm-hmm. This guy has been built up eating elbows, feet, knees, and some punches from 4 ounce gloves.
You think MMA guys are going to do better than boxers at bare knuckle boxing? Is what you're saying?
No, and
you think it's the opposite? You think boxers are going to do better?
I can't.
Or are you just excited to see it happen?
I'm just excited to see it happen.
All right.
Because like I was saying earlier, he's deadly accurate.
I mean, you look at Chris Lytle.
So if he makes contact fast and early, then I mean I'm all with him. But if it goes into even a second round of eating just bare knuckle damage.
But I mean, you look at guys like Chris Lytle, who started out as a boxer, did relatively well in the UFC, who are now signed up with bare knuckle boxing. He's been doing decent. He's won his last 2 fights. Yeah, I'm always excited to see Lights Out Lytle fight.
Yeah, and we got that girl from here, Faria, who's going to fight Beck.
Yeah,
she's deadly accurate, and she was like she said, she just didn't feel where she was at doing MMA or kickboxing, but this is her thing. But that's how I feel about Beck too.
Yeah, I think she's made the transition very, very well.
But how long can you? How long can you
career of a bare knuckle boxer compared to an MMA fighter or a boxer?
Yeah, because I think maybe he does one, and
he's like, nope.
Even if he wins, he's like. Woo! You know,
he doesn't want to wreck this Jersey Shore face.
Yeah, I mean, he's maybe a head, a glancing elbow. You know what I mean? He's never had a knee or a foot. That's major, man.
UFC 235 happened over the weekend, and what an awesome card this was.
Thank you.
Top to bottom.
Thank you for everything we've been going through.
Top to bottom, this was a great card. Even the decisions were great. Sort of.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would say that. So let's start off at the bottom. Hannah Cifers defeated Poliana Viana in a split decision. Macy Chezian defeated Gina Mazzane with a TKO. Edmund Shabahazan defeated Charles Bird. This was all on Fight Pass.
That was so awesome.
All on Fight Pass. 38 seconds, man.
I like how they say it's elbows and punches, where it was like literally one of the elbows in question, and it's like, then that's it.
Yeah. And then moving on from there, on ESPN, this is where it got interesting. Diego Sanchez defeated Mickey Gall.
I don't believe that Mickey Gall trained at all.
That's kind of what I've been hearing down the pipeline is that
That's my opinion, how I feel.
Mickey Gall didn't really train all that much, and he looked like shit, man.
Yeah.
Mickey Gall looked like shit. Now, I mean, mind you, this guy was plucked from obscurity as an amateur fighter, dropped into the UFC in front of Dana White, makes a big bang, gets a bunch of money, starts dating other UFC stars on the side.
Allegedly.
Partying it up. I mean, this guy...
We're not TMZ, Brandon.
You're like 25 years old, getting a bunch of money and banging a bunch of hot chicks.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, but man, Mickey Gall, you have all the potential to be really, really good. I still think you're a great fighter. I think you just need to focus, man. Just focus, and I think you'll do better. However, Diego Sanchez put this up, saying that Mickey Gall bit him in the middle of the round, showing off his bite mark, allegedly a bite mark, with his weird shaved nipple.
Hey, that just put points on the board for Gall, if you ask me. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
He also said he got eye gouged and he didn't want to say anything.
Oh, did he get fish hook too? Because if he did fish hook, I think I got bingo on my card over here. Checklist of cheating.
Moving on from there, Cody Stamann defeats Alejandro Perez with a decision. Johnny Walker with a perfectly timed flying knee over Misha Kirkunov. 36 seconds. I was impressed.
And I think his last fight was 20 or 21 seconds. His last two fights are a total of like 57 seconds.
I was taking Kirkunov in this fight. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a war, but man, he caught him. Yeah, 15 seconds is the last one.
Oh, it's 15 seconds.
Yeah. So
I got to redo my numbers. So what's that? That's
47 seconds total in the cage in his last two fights.
47 seconds. I'm glad you looked it up and tried to debunk me.
No, I was trying to help you.
Because now Johnny Walker looks better.
He does. And like I said, I was vastly impressed.
Now I'm going to go back and see who put 20 seconds. Who's hating on him?
Johnny Walker decides to do the worm, which is like his signature celebration, and ends up dislocating his shoulder.
I still don't understand how he dislocated his shoulder.
He slammed down on it. When he went down, when he tried to do the big drop where he did like the salute and did the drop, as he did it, he fucking hits his shoulder on the cage, dislocates it. Now he's out 6 months. I mean, he could see a doctor and they could let him go earlier, but he could have fought like on the next card. He didn't get touched.
Still can.
Man.
They run the doctors, Brandon.
Yeah. Dana White says he wants
Nowitzki will sign off on anything.
on anything at this point.
That's our opinion.
Dana White says
that's how it seems.
He wants to end these crazy celebrations. No more backflips. No more climbing the cage. No more dumb dances. He's like, I just want these guys to be healthy. Yeah, but good for Johnny Walker.
I'm glad that's where we're drawing the line. Not attacking buses or doing the bird squat on people, but funky celebrations. We really need to get to the bottom of it.
We need to get a hold of these.
We gotta get a hold of that stuff.
It's getting a little crazy. The beast, the bits, Shaperov.
Is this not absurd to anybody else listening?
Jeremy Stevens in a unanimous decision. Man, that was a fucking fight.
Dude.
That was a fight.
And then everybody
Did you think Jeremy Stevens got robbed?
No.
Did you think it could have been a split decision?
No, still no.
You gave it 100% to the beast? It was a close fight.
It's because I did your minute by minute. Yeah.
Start looking at he was controlling a little bit more of the fight.
Yeah.
It was a great fight. Did you see him try to do the Showtime kick?
Yeah.
Try to do the Showtime kick, man. I mean, at least he's throwing it out there.
Yeah. But not when you're that tired.
Yeah. But it was still cool. Still cool. Moving on from there, main card on pay-per-view, we had Pedro Munoz defeated Cody Garbrandt, KO, 4 minutes, 51 seconds. We had the reckless abandonment of Cody Garbrandt and his plan. He got headbutted and pissed off and decided to start swinging, and then Pedro put him to fucking sleep.
Yep.
This is going to be a long tumble, in my opinion, for Cody Garbrandt down the rankings, and it's going to be a long time, if ever, he comes back to a number one contendership spot or a title fight. That's my personal opinion. I don't think Cody Garbrandt rebounds back from this as big as he wants to. It's sad to see this go when he just doesn't follow game plans and gets knocked the fuck out.
And it makes it even more sad if you go count the punches. He's winning the strike.
He was
2-1.
Yeah.
He's landing 2-1 what Pedro's landing, but Pedro's dynamite is just stronger.
Yeah, Cody Garbrandt and his chin. Again, my personal opinion.
Hey, it's the same. The last three are the same spot.
He will not come back as a title contender anytime soon, if ever. Yeah. He will be in the UFC. He will be doing decent. He'll win a couple, lose a couple, win. I don't think he ever gets a title shot again.
How many title shots did Faber get? 3?
Yeah, I don't know how many title shots he got. It wasn't that many. But he also would completely clear out everybody he fought.
Right. I mean, do you think there's going to be a lot of people in the 4 to 8 range that are going to handle him? Or does he become a gatekeeper at 5?
Yeah, I think he's just going to be a gatekeeper from now on. UFC 132 was his first bantamweight bantam championship chance. He lost. He then had a bantamweight championship for the interim belt for Renan Barão. He lost. That's 2. He gets one more against Renan Barão. Loses. That's 3. And finally, one last one there at Dominic Cruz again after a series of fights.
4.
So 4 total.
Okay.
I don't think Cody Garbrandt gets another one. I don't think he gets another shot. Personal opinion.
Because I thought he's actually the plug and play for Uriah, right?
I mean,
they retired Uriah.
They want him to fight TJ, I guess, but I think he's done fighting TJ too. Weili Zhang gets the win over Tisa Torres, unanimous decision. What do you think went wrong?
I'm gonna say timidity.
Yeah?
Yeah, she just wasn't. She wasn't very aggressive.
All right, I could definitely see that. Ben Askren gets the win over Robbie Lawler.
Did he?
Technical submission. Bulldog
he did.
Choke, 320. Now there is definitely some controversy in this fight. Immediately, Robbie Lawler takes it to Ben Askren, starts slinging some leather, picks him up and dumps him.
Yeah, he landed 11 clean.
Yeah, and then unloaded on Ben Askren on the ground, which I thought they might stop it then. I really did. I thought Herbie was going to step in and be like, all right, he's not fucking defending himself, but he kindly rolled and did this. Eventually, Ben Askren gets Robbie Lawler in a bulldog choke, starts trying to pull forward on it, trying to get the choke. Herb Dean goes over to check the action, lifts Robbie Lawler's hands.
No. First, the arm drops limp. It just slides off. It drops off. It slides off. That does happen. I'm not saying that that's an indicator or anything, but that does happen first.
I saw him go. He's in the choke. He's trying to work. He's letting his one arm kind of go loose. Herb Dean comes over to check it.
Right.
He lifts it. It drops. Herb Dean stops the fight, says that it's over. Immediately, Robbie Lawler pops up and says, what are you doing? And then in the subsequential replays.
That's what you get for trying to use subsequential.
I know. You see that actually Robbie Lawler, when the hand dropped, put his thumbs up that he was fine.
No, once it's touched.
He lifts his arm
Not
up.
Immediately after
when he goes down,
dead arm.
when it never touched the ground. When he goes down, he put the thumbs up. Herb Dean's already moving when he saw the arm just dropping. He wasn't looking. It was already moving. You could see it. We put it up. There's multiple screen grabs of it. He as the arm was dropping, he starts putting the thumbs up to let him know, hey, I'm fine. The conversation that happened afterwards, I think, shows that Robbie Lawler is all class. Immediately he gets up and he goes, what the fuck are you doing? Herb Dean goes, oh, I thought you... And he goes, I didn't. What the fuck? And you couldn't hear what they're saying. Breaks down. He goes, I know. It's all right. All right. Hey, Herb, just to let you know, don't even fucking worry about it. You're a hell of a ref. It is what it is. Then he goes over and have a conversation with him. And he goes, no, man, I don't understand how. He's like, I saw your arm go limp, so I grabbed it, but I didn't know. He goes, I gave you a thumbs up. And he goes... After
it was touched.
He's like, I don't know. I didn't see you give me the thumbs up. And he goes, well, it happens.
And Lawler couldn't hear him because the way that he was being held, both of his ears were muffed.
Exactly. And so I think it's a little combination of what happened. Now, immediately else, but
explain the arm going limp. If you can show me in any other video of someone who's just in a hold and a body part just goes limp.
But his whole body didn't go limp because one arm goes limp.
It's a blood choke.
He was never out.
Okay.
He was never out.
Okay.
I really don't. And you had a bunch of guys on there that were on Twitter saying that a lot of guys will go limp to one side to try to loosen and relax so they don't get choked out.
Show me that.
Okay, I'll go through all the Twitters today. I'm not going to bring it up right now. Fucking time. Yeah, so Ben Askren gets the win. Good for him. However, immediately everyone says...
Dude, he was jacked up even 3 days later. His face, he looked like one of those orangutans.
He got fucking beat.
He got beat, dude. It was a good wake-up call.
Everyone says there should be a rematch. Dana White says he wants a rematch. Robbie Lawler says he wants a rematch.
And I agree at some point.
At some point? Ben Askren, however, says, no, I don't want another rematch. I don't think so. It doesn't need to happen.
I wouldn't want to either if my face was all swole up.
He's running scared. Ben Askren is running scared. He don't want to fight. He got a rude fucking awakening coming in and fighting Robbie Lawler, who he thought he was going to walk through. Didn't you also think that Askren looked a little doughy? Compared to his normal physique?
But you noticed, one, fucker can take a beating.
Can he?
Dude, me and you would be out.
He got saved by.
I know, but me and you would be out. It's serious, dude. He got tossed on his head.
Yep.
I don't know how he survived that. And then a barrage of left and rights.
Yeah.
I think one or two hammer fists.
I would have tapped out.
And you know what? He would go for that single leg.
Yeah. Please get the single. Please get the single. So obviously, Ben Askren does not want a rematch. I think he's running scared.
I think it was an awesome welcome to the UFC.
He says instead he wants the winner of George Masvidal versus Darren Till.
I don't think
he wants that. But to me, that's you going for an easy fight. Askren, I think you need to get the rematch with Lawler immediately, which Dana White says that's what he wants to do.
And I think ideally that he's just trying to build that up.
He's trying to build his name. And that he wants to, after asking Tyrone Woodley, who is a training partner of his, he says he's going to ask his permission to fight Kamaru Usman. You're nowhere near a title shot, brother.
No.
Not after a win like that, a super controversial win like that. You're not getting a title shot. Sorry.
No, but
not gonna happen.
Would you agree though? If he comes back and then does this to Lawler again,
sure.
Would you give him Usman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he does it to Lawler again, yeah. But he has to.
You'll put that on paper.
Yeah.
You look me right in my ocular.
It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But A, I don't even know if they'll make the rematch. B, I think Lawler wins this fight.
No, I think for Lawler it happens. I think Lawler tells Dana, "I want."
You need it.
I mean, you would have to have it
a little bit. Owe him a little bit.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of that next,
because this is not. It's not a clean win. It's not a clean loss.
Not a clean win.
This actually should be. I can't say no contest because, but I mean, this is somebody made a bad call.
Yeah, and somebody
made an early call.
He admits it,
but it was with you guys. It was on the air of safety. See,
but he gave the thumbs up.
If we would have gone to me, where it's like until he's dead.
Well, unconscious, but he wasn't unconscious.
So you're on my side. They need to be unconscious.
I mean, at least let it.
So a little,
not dead, not where he's dragging him across the octagon, and they're like, hey,
I don't ask for dragging.
Oh no, you're asking for him to make sure he's dead.
I like bright red. And out.
Kamaru Usman defeated Tyrone Woodley, becoming your new UFC welterweight champion. Unanimous decision. Complete domination. Dominated from bell to bell, minute by minute. Just completely dominated.
He just said he's not going to be able to keep up the pace that I'm going to push.
Man. Tyrone Woodley still coming out there saying, I still think I'm the greatest of all time.
How?
How, Tyrone Woodley? How are you the greatest welterweight of all time if you just lost in such a dominating fashion?
I finally seen his music.
Oh, did you? Do you like it? No, not a fan. All right.
It's not, I don't know. I can't believe people let him record it.
And then your main events, Jon Jones retains the light heavyweight title over Anthony Smith. Unanimous decision. Got 2 points taken away for an illegal knee in the 4th round. This is how badass Jon Jones thinks he is above the law. I'm dominating this fucking fight. I'm going to throw an illegal knee and see what happens. What are you going to do? DQ me and take my title?
Yeah.
They could have. Anthony Smith said no because he didn't want to go out like that.
Right.
But yeah, throw an illegal knee. Definitely illegal. Not even close to, well, he had the arm down, he had to hand it up. No. Illegal, straight to the head, throws a knee.
And in this fight, it's something that didn't even need to be done.
That's what I'm saying. He was already dominating the fight. Right. He got to the point where he's like, man, this is fucking boring. You know what I need to do? Let's see if they'll DQ me.
Yeah.
Let's cause some more controversy. I'm above the law, right? I mean, I got picograms of shit in my system they won't even care about.
He's like, this is not even the part of the script yet. You're still supposed to be ahead right now.
Yeah, like, why are you doing this? This is a comeback. Yeah. Anthony Smith says that, he didn't get beat. He got nullified.
I don't know. He got beat.
He got beat pretty good.
Yeah, he came. I think it was sometime in the second. You just seen like the realization in his eye that I don't have anything.
And I said this before the fight. In my opinion,
he looks at his corner.
Anthony Smith was just a little too young and too green. And the experience John Jones has with the different styles and the different things that he does.
Yeah, a couple of you guys are right. I should just. But I mean, Connor was young. Connor was green. He came in. He did what he needed to do.
But he was different. These guys are still fighting.
He's different.
They're fighting an old game plan for a new style fighter. That's how I feel. And then, of course, even more fallout with this whole thing. Colby Covington got into a scuffle. With Kamaru Usman and Abdelaziz Ali, who is Usman's manager. Where was this at? In the Palms? I think this was in the Palms.
Who's that?
It's Barbecue Becky.
Who?
You remember Barbecue Becky? This lady called the cops on some nice black people trying to have a barbecue at Lake Merritt.
Okay.
Saying, excuse me, they're illegally using a barbecue. You're not supposed to have barbecues here, even though there's barbecue pits and they're in one. Yeah, they have to have a permit. I don't think they have a permit. I need to call the cops. I just can't believe they're doing this right now. I'm out here walking, having a nice walk, and they're doing something fun, and I apparently wasn't invited, so I have to ruin this because there's black people using a barbecue. Which my favorite part is the next day, like half of Oakland had a fucking barbecue at Lake Merritt, just a fucking spider.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But this is Colby Covington doing the same thing. Ali swung at me. I think the cops need to be called. I got a boomerang thrown at me. You need to call the cops. Dude, he's a tattletale. He's a tattletale.
No,
he doesn't actually want to throw down.
Yeah, he's the heel. He's the heel.
He does. He plays that heel will. He's like he's going to do all the dirty tactics, and then when it happens to him,
I keep waiting for him to show up in a tweed jacket and tell us he lives in a van down by the river.
I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
It's all a character.
Anyway, all caught on camera. Yeah, this was at the Palms on Sunday afterwards. I mean, Ali did swing at him.
Yeah, we've seen it.
It's there.
But I mean, albeit a all air pump kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, this was at the buffet at the Palms, which I think is even funnier.
What? All those guys are going through the buffet? They don't have enough money to go sit at a table and get table service?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
What? Now I'm really lost.
Dana White says that.
I wonder if they were they already in the turnstile? And
they were in there doing the.
And Ali's like, oh, look who's in line.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were going in, and Colby was coming out.
Okay.
Decided to get into a scuffle. Still showing off his fake belt over there during the middle of the UFC broadcast.
I don't know, but there's something in here.
Yeah, Colby Covington showing off his fake belt. Again, Dana White says he will be getting the title shot against Kamaru Usman next, which I do like. But who cares when you got them titties?
Man,
this was talk of the forums.
That's that guy's old lady. He's not. Is
it this one or is it this one? Is it leather jacket dude or is it this dude? Which one was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, right. The leather jacket looks like he can afford her.
This guy looks like, God, I can't believe I got seen with this. Like he's not happy.
Yeah. But leather jacket guy's like, I can afford her. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. This was the talk of the internet after the fight while Colby Covington was on screen. Everyone's like, fuck Colby Covington and his fake belt. Look at them titties.
Yeah.
Look at them titties. You can check out them titties at SexyNatG on Instagram. Of course, the internet will never let this go. They will find them titties any day of the week.
Nice. So they're like titty beacons out there?
Oh, yeah, man. They see screenshots like this. Dude, I was on the forums and it was like, the thing we need to talk about UFC 235. And I'm like, I'll click that. And then it's like, titties. And I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, we need to find these titties. Within like 3 posts, we found these titties.
We can't zoom in on that?
No, we can't zoom
in. Oh, man.
Everyone was talking, they thought they saw nip slip. The UFC blurted out, but no, it was just a very, very tight.
Oh, yeah. She's going to probably get
corrected.
Yeah, double-sided tape just to hold them on there.
Situation going on there.
Yeah.
So moving on from them titties and UFC 235, we move on to UFC on ESPN Plus 4. UFC Fight Night 146. UFC Wichita. UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Dos Santos.
Huh. DL versus JDS.
All them names. Yeah. All right. ESPN Plus is going to have the prelims. Does
Dos Santos have like any moniker, any other name? Because you got the Beast.
He's what's it? what was it, Sagano or something like that? What was his nickname? He has a nickname. Yeah, Sagano.
Sagano?
Sagano.
Sagano against the Beast. The Beast versus Sagano.
Yes.
Someday.
Prelims on ESPN Plus. I mean, the whole card's on ESPN Plus, but prelims, you got Grant Dawson on that card, who, again, we just talked about, had the picograms, didn't have the picograms, and they got suspended. Now he's back. You got Anthony Rocco.
And that's how we got to there.
Sergio Morales. Marion Renew against Yanni Kutsukaya. Louis Samolka's on that. Zach Otto, again, all on ESPN Plus. Prelims on the ESPN.
Smolka's another guy that just seems to get on as many cards as he can.
I feel like this card is like, who's in the middle of the road that we need to pay right now, who hasn't had a fight or may have had a couple fights recently, but we just need to just like crank in here. We need some defragging. We need some spring cleaning.
This is a defragging
Put all these motherfuckers on a card. Here it is, ESPN Plus 4. Main card, Tim Boach, the blue collar brawler, the guy we like, going up against Amari Akhmedov.
Right. And the middleweight needs to be defragged.
Yep.
We're defragging.
Benelli Darush going up against Drew Dauber. Blagny Ivanov going against Ben Rothwell, who Rothwell saying this may be his last fight.
So he was sidelined for a little bit?
He was sidelined for a little bit.
With some allegations of some type of use or something? No?
I want to say, I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, he was suspended due to a failed drug test. However, he accepted his 2-year suspension, and now it's back.
Okay, that's what it was.
So he's saying this maybe his last fight.
He was like the guy up in Sacramento was like, do you want to fight it? He's like, no, I got stuff to do. I'll be back.
Yeah. Tim Means, Dirty Bird, going against Nico Price. And Elizu Zaleski dos Santos going up against Curtis Melander. Of course, your main event, Derek the Beast Lewis, Black Beast Lewis, going against Junior dos Santos. Who do you got in the main?
Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Because I don't think...
By knockout.
Yeah, well...
He's not going to win a decision. Come on.
But it could be a TKO punches, too.
Same thing.
No.
I mean, not really. But
yeah.
All right.
No, I see him knocking...
Knockout or TKO? That's what you're going for?
Yeah, I'm saying TKO. And I think it's like he's gonna somehow get Dos Santos to the ground and then just punch him out on the ground.
No, I think he's going to get tired, and Dos Santos is going to try to get aggressive and get knocked the fuck out because Junior Dos Santos doesn't have a chin anymore.
That's what I'm saying. And he doesn't have...
Junior Dos Santos, on the other hand, wants a title shot if he wins this fight.
Yeah, I don't think he has the cardio anymore. We know Derek Lewis is working on cardio, so there's two guys with a...
Is he working on cardio?
You know what I mean? A -2 hit points on cardio already. I mean, they don't even get the 3-sided dice, these guys. So, I'm saying, Dos Santos to the ground, Derek Lewis wins by punches. What about Tim Means?
Tim Means, man, against Nico Price. It's a good fight. I like Dirty Bird.
Yeah,
I like Dirty Bird.
Tim Means has been around a while.
He has been around for a while.
How many fights he got?
He's been up there. He has got 40 fights. 40 fights. Coming off 2 split decision losses, and his last win was that big knockout or TKO over Ricky Rainey.
The heavy hitters finale.
I gotta go Tim Means.
Tim Means, yeah.
I like Tim Means. That's it. That's the show this week, man. That is all of the fights. Make sure you check out our Fight Night Chill shirt, just like Ashley Evan Smith is wearing over here. You can get one of those at shirtsicle.com/DSDMMA. Get our Fight Night Chill shirt, get our Pride Style shirt, get our regular t-shirt. Pick one up.
Pick 5 up.
Pick 5 up. Yeah, get a bunch of them. We don't do cheesy St. Patrick's Day shirts like all those other dumb sites.
But we could if you wanted to.
We could if you wanted to. I promise they won't be as cheesy as some of the ones that are out there. We do legit shirts that are cool that you actually want to wear. Make sure you check them out. Also, make sure you go over to dependablesolutions.net.
If you do any type of business with your credit card, we can, not us, well, them.
They will. Definitely not us. Don't give us your credit card processing stuff because I have no idea what to do. That's why we have an outside store.
Oh, Joey Tamburello. He's in here. He's saying
in the fray.
He's all. Who is he taking? He's taking Nico Price.
Taking Nico Price over Turb Diddy Bird Means.
And he's taking Sagano. Or he's saying Sagano was his, I don't know. I just realized. It just fed in. Sorry, missed you, Joe.
Are you taking JDS or are you taking Derek Lewis, Joey? Make sure you put it down there in the comments.
Put it down
if we get into it before we finish our ads, we will let you know what Joey says. Also, make sure you check out My MMA News every day for the late breaking news. They cover it every day. We only do this once a week.
Yeah.
But we like to compress everything that we read on their site and other sites and give it to you in a nice, easy, digestible, sometimes funny fashion.
I don't know. I'm not a good source. I'm not a credible source.
And then always SinCal Studios here in Modesto. If you need t-shirts, you need piercings, you need tattoos, you need vinyl stickers, you need incense.
Any touch of personal creativity you want done on your body, through your body, they'll do it.
That's legal. They will be doing.
Some of these guys have never seen him say no.
We are coming to you live from the SinCal Studios here in Modesto at SinCal Industries. And you have a good night.
Joey's taking Lewis.
See you at the fight.